I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I usually take time to reflect on the happenings on Nigeria before I make any comments. For some time, I've just left Nigerian issues and to concentrate on individuals. But let me state this. Nigeria is unpredictably predictable. Unpredictably predictable. Every aspect of Nigeria. If you book a flight for 8 a.m., as you are heading to the airport, you will receive a text message that the flight has been shifted to 10. By the time you reach the airport, they will tell you it has been shifted to 12. Sometimes you can stay there till midnight. And it's very frustrating. You can't predict anything in this country. And people say that Nigeria happens to every person. That is to say, the unpredictable nature, the predictable unpredictability of Nigeria will affect you one way or the other. And when a nation has this kind of level of entropy, entropy is the degree of disorderliness of gas molecules in a container. It will lead to greater enthalpy, that is heat in the system. I want to first of all extend my heartfelt condolences to the family of the young EFCC operative that died in Enugu in the course of his official duties. And at the same time, extend my condolences to the EFCC for losing one of their officers. It should not degenerate to what some people are looking for. No, we've had people lose their lives in different parts of the country, and it is not a tribal issue. Whoever shot did not know the tribe of the person before shooting. It could have been any tribe, it could have been any person, but it is sad. What is an arbitrary nation or arbitrary situation? An arbitrary situation is based on random choice or personal whim, that is, as you just decide, rather than any reason or system. No system, no cogent reason, just personal whims. You'll see a policeman. Are you talking to me like that? Are you talking to me like that? Do you know I can shoot you and nothing will happen? Shoot somebody and nothing will happen? Do you know I can make you disappear? Are you a magician? And the person that was told that they will make disappear, you will think that he will take offense, then he will go and apologize. You can't predict Nigerians. And it's a risk even to stand to be doing some of the things we are doing. You don't know these people. Another definition by the Oxford Dictionary says is when it comes to governance and authority, it means unrestrained and an autocratic use of authority. Now, there was the document that was released by the EFCC about a year or two back that their operatives should no longer be conducting night raids. That was an official order. I don't know if that order has been lifted. If it has not been lifted, why did these operatives go to conduct a raid in the early hours of the day when it was still dark in a part of the country where there is so much violence, kidnapping, assassination, robbery, unrest. Why? One cannot rule out the fact that security operatives have the right to decide when to act. But when there is an order that is published and the public know about it, at least such agencies should stick to those orders. Somebody went to court in Lagos and won a case concerning number plates in Lagos, and it's supposed to be a judicial precedent because it was not in a state court. But my friend, coming for his father's burial, his car was taken to an office in Ughelli here. If you cannot collect federal taxes from state institutions that are governed by state taxes, like the federal government cannot collect rates from markets. Markets are the prerogative of local governments. Signboards and adverts, local government. Licensing of bicycles, wheelbarrows, and all that, local government. If the federal road safety cannot arrest and confiscate or charge people or fine people on state roads, a lawyer won that case in Delta State, on state roads, then what are state task forces that are collecting revenue doing blocking federal highways? That federal highway belongs to the federal government, and the states do not have jurisdiction to collect taxes on federal government properties. But you see all over, you will see boys with sticks and whatever, particularly from Bayelsa, Delta, and Edo states. You see them collecting levies and searching vehicles on federal highways. This is just an arbitrary nation, a nation without rules and order, and it affects every person. Coming back to the EFCC, the EFCC raided Rochas Okorocha's house at night to arrest him, a former governor. Why did they not raid Yahaya Bello's house to arrest him? Is it because Rochas Okorocha is from one part of the country, Yahaya Bello is from another part of the country? Or though tongue and tribe may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. Why this arbitrary nature? Yahaya Bello was declared wanted for a long period. No person went to look for him, and there was a time security men were even guarding him. His ADC is known by the federal government, and nothing happened. It's just an arbitrary nation. Now, Dele Farotimi was carried from Lagos State to Ekiti State. A case, an offense committed in Lagos State, a civil case, became criminal defamation. A lawyer was brought to court, handcuffed. A lawyer, a very gentle, soft-spoken lawyer, brought to court, handcuffed in Ekiti State. But recently, a young man that killed his girlfriend and dismembered her was brought to wherever, to the police station or wherever, without handcuffs. His hands were free. So a lawyer that was sued for or had a petition written against him for defamation, which is a civil case. You can say criminal defamation is a criminal case. Compare that with somebody who dismembered, allegedly dismembered a human being who is a greater risk to the society. The boy walked with his hands akimbo, and then he wanted to buy himself. Now, when Bobrisky was arrested for them mutilating our money, in fact, that word needs to be properly defined. If you write on the money, you mutilate it. You squeeze it, you mutilate it. But somebody, if you spray money on somebody, how does that really mutilate the currency or devalue it? How does that really mutilate it? Unless the person is dancing on top of it. So, whatever. Bobrisky was arrested, and I did a post that what is good for Bobrisky is good for any other Nigerian. One religious person said that, God forbid, what is good for Bobrisky is not good for me, God forbid. Most church folks don't use their brains. If Bobrisky was arrested for spraying money, any other person that sprays money should be arrested. And Cubana chief priest sprayed money and was arrested, but he did not spend time serving any sentence. And whether it was plea bargain, I don't know, but nothing came out of that case. Bobrisky said that he did not, it was allegedly said that he did not spend time in the correctional center, and a panel was hurriedly set up by the House of Representatives, inviting very dark man and Bobrisky and those who were involved. Very dark man went with his lawyer. Bobrisky did not show up. And the committee of the House of Representatives could not subpoena Bobrisky to be brought before them. And today, she's in the UK cooling off. And nothing will be heard of that issue again. Now, nobody said anything about that issue of not staying in the correctional center. It was not investigated. It was just thrown to the dogs. This is an arbitrary nation. The sons of a rich man were carrying our notes and parading with them. A hapless policeman was there to protect them. And those boys, Efcc did not go after them as they went after Bobrisky. I'm not defending Bobrisky because of some of you, your brains are very shallow. You say, so yeah, man of God, you are defending Bobrisky. Mumu, keep quiet. Bobrisky was charged to court. The children of the rich man, the same offense. Instead of arresting them, charging them to court, it was a hapless policeman that was questioned and harassed. A pastor rightly said that the righteousness of a poor man should not be trusted. In fact, The innocence of a poor man in this country is not guaranteed. You are guilty for being a poor man's son in this country, a poor man's child in this country. You are treated like trash unless you have cash. And so that is the way this nation operates in an arbitrary manner. Until we bring order, organization, systems, predictability to this nation, nothing will work. Is it petroleum products? Somebody just woke up that Dangote's refinery products are not up to standard. How did you test them? And then Dangote came up, they said that his products are better than the ones they are importing. Who do we believe? We are operating a free economy. Suddenly, Dangote cannot fix his prices for petroleum products. We run an economy based on oil exports. We have a lot of crude oil in this country, but Dangote was said to be importing crude oil from another country. How can you use saliva to wash your hands when you live by the side of a river? How can soap get into your eyes when you are taking your bath in a river? Arbitrarily, it was said that some people sold our oil far in advance. And so by contractual obligations, we don't have oil to give to Dangote. And so we run an arbitrary economy, an arbitrary political system, arbitrary electoral system, arbitrary judicial system, arbitrary security system. Which nation brings in terrorists into their army as repented terrorists or repentant terrorists? Sickening. Very, very sickening and frightening. I pray that order be brought to this nation and this arbitrariness will not affect and infect every system of our country. God bless our country and God help the family of the fallen security man. Let me quickly say this. They said the man is a Yahoo boy. Later, he became a medical doctor. Later, he was denied by the Nigerian Medical Association. Which one we dey? Which one we dey? Which kind country we dey? May God help us. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. I have a webinar coming up on the 7th and on the 8th of February, tagged Overcoming Frustration and Stagnation in Life, Career, Marriage, Business, and Ministry. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. Have you ever held a phone close to another phone and you dial your wife's number? They will say this number does not exist. This number does not exist. Or this number is not reachable. Funny country. Now, war for Nigeria.